The first thing I learned aboard the Sovereign Meridian was that silence had weight. Not the comforting kind either. This silence pressed against your ears, settled into your bones, and reminded you, constantly, that you were insignificant here. I stood in the central chamber of the Flagship, hands bound by a gravitic restraint, surrounded by architecture that defied human logic. The walls shimmered like liquid starlight, shifting color based on thought patterns rather than light. I was the only human in the room. Across from me, seated upon a levitating throne shaped like a crescent moon split by veins of glowing crystal, was Empress Xythera of the Velari Dominion. She ruled over 12 star systems and countless species, all united or crushed under her will. Her reputation was legend: merciless strategist, psychic tyrant, destroyer of rebellions. And now she was looking at me. I had been captured 3 cycles earlier during a failed reconnaissance mission near Velari-controlled space. My crew never made it back to the jump point. I didn't know whether they were dead or enslaved. Either way, I had been spared, if you could call this survival. The Empress didn't speak at first. Her eyes, faceted, luminous, and unnervingly calm, studied me as if I were a puzzle missing a crucial piece. Finally, she leaned forward. "Human," she said, her voice echoing inside my mind rather than my ears. "You will serve." The words weren't a threat. They were a declaration of reality. I felt the psychic pressure immediately, her will reaching into my thoughts, searching for resistance. I had been trained for this. Earth's coalition had developed neural dampeners for encounters with telepathic species. They weren't perfect, but they gave me seconds, maybe minutes, of autonomy. Enough to think. "Serve how?" I asked, forcing my voice steady. A faint ripple of amusement passed through her expression. "You will act as my voice to your people, a symbol of surrender. You will order your fleets to stand down." I swallowed. "And if I refuse?" Her gaze hardened. "Then Earth will burn. Quietly. Efficiently." She rose from the throne, descending until her eyes were level with mine. I could feel the raw power radiating from her, ancient, refined, terrifying. This wasn't cruelty. This was inevitability. She moved closer, lowering her voice into a whisper meant only for me. "Speak the words I give you, human, or watch your world fade." And then she whispered the order. It wasn't spoken aloud. It was placed directly into my mind, fully formed, complete with phrasing, cadence, emotional inflection. A command designed to override my will and turn me into a perfect instrument of compliance. Most beings would have broken instantly. But the Empress did know something. Humans were loud on the surface, emotional, chaotic, impulsive. But beneath that noise, we were stubborn in a way no psychic species had ever fully understood. We didn't just resist control. We reacted. Instead of fighting the command, I did something unexpected. I embraced it. I let her order sink in, and then I twisted it. The dampener in my skull flared painfully as I rerouted the psychic energy, bending it through layers of memory, trauma, and something Velari minds lacked entirely: defiance born from hope rather than dominance. The Empress froze. Her eyes widened, just slightly, as she felt the feedback surge back into her consciousness. "What did you do?" she demanded. I smiled. Not out of confidence. Out of pure, reckless humanity. "You wanted me to speak to my people," I said. "So I will." She tried to reassert control, but it was too late. The chamber's communication array activated automatically, responding to the neural command embedded in the order she'd given me. A holographic projection of Earth's Coalition Council flickered to life. Admirals, scientists, diplomats, faces tense with fear and hope. I took a breath. "This is Commander Elias Rook," I said. I'm alive, and I'm standing in front of the Velari Empress. Gasps rippled through the chamber. The Velari believe conquest is inevitable, I continued. They believe resistance is inefficient. They believe fear is universal. I looked directly at Xythera. They're wrong. The Empress screamed, not aloud, but psychically, as she tried to sever the connection. But something unexpected happened. The more she pushed, the more feedback she received. The order she had whispered was looping, bound now to my will as much as hers. I'm not ordering surrender, I said. I'm delivering a message. Behind me, the stars outside the viewport began to shift. Earth's hidden defense network activated. For decades, humanity had prepared, not with superior firepower, but with unpredictability. Experimental AI fleets, quantum fluctuation weapons, neural resonance bombs designed specifically to disrupt hive minds and psychic hierarchies. Weapons no conqueror could anticipate. You wanted obedience, I told her. What you got was a warning. The Empress staggered back, clutching her head. For the first time, her composure shattered. You are nothing, she hissed. No, I replied softly. I'm human. The Sovereign Meridian shuddered as coalition strike signatures appeared across the tactical display. Not attacking. Positioning. Encircling. Waiting. Xythera slowly straightened, her expression unreadable once more. You would doom yourself, she said. Even now, I could destroy you. Maybe, I said, but you won't. She studied me in silence. And then something extraordinary happened. She laughed. A sound like breaking crystal. You fascinate me, human, she said. You turn my own command against me. No species has ever done that. The restraints around my wrists dissolved. The chamber's tension shifted, not vanished, but transformed. This war, she said slowly, would be costly. For both of us, I agreed. The Empress returned to her throne, eyes locked on mine. Leave, she commanded. Carry word of this encounter. Tell your leaders the Velari will not advance yet. I hesitated. And you? She smiled, a predator's smile tempered with something new. I will remember you. Moments later, I was aboard a coalition extraction craft, watching the alien flagship recede into the void. Earth was safe. For now. But as the stars stretched into hyperspace, one truth settled heavily in my chest. The galaxy had heard humanity speak, not with fear, not with submission, but with defiance. And the Empress of the Velari Dominion would never underestimate a whispered order again. As the alien world around me shimmered with its strange, ethereal light, I realized that my journey had changed me forever. The fear, the uncertainty, the battles, all of it had led me here, standing face to face with her. She looked at me, her eyes reflecting a universe I could barely comprehend, and for the first time, I felt understood, not just seen, but truly understood. The distance between our worlds didn't matter anymore. It never had. I called you love, I whispered, my voice trembling. Her smile, gentle yet knowing, broke through the tension that had gripped my heart for so long. And I heard you, she said softly. I always have. In that moment, the stars didn't feel so distant. The future, uncertain as it was, seemed possible. Together, we would face it, two beings from different worlds, bound by a connection no one could explain, but one that felt infinite. And as the alien skies glowed around us, I understood that some meetings, some whispers, and some choices are meant to change everything. The doors to the unknown opened, and for the first time, I stepped forward without fear, because I wasn't alone anymore.